I'm Colby Hall. I'm the executive director of SOAR, Shaping Our Appalachian Region. And we're going to be talking about our Country Music Highway Tribute Show series this summer and our second show specifically happening in Louisa today. So lots to announce and release today. It's going to be a really, really exciting day. I just want to say this quickly before I thank a bunch of people that made today possible and the summer series possible and really the future of the event. But I think the Country Music Highway Tribute Show is a perfect example of the types of projects and programs and initiatives that Congressman Hal Rogers and Governor Steve Beshear had in mind when they started SOAR 10 years ago. Bold ideas that require a ton of collaboration and coordination across county lines, across city lines, with tourism agencies, with community-based organizations, businesses like Addiction Recovery Care. This is exactly what we were meant to do to help bring some of these together, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of those partners that you'll hear about today, including CMH 23. So I just want to quickly thank our sponsors for making this all happen and possible. First, Tim, your team at Addiction Recovery Care, for today, hosting us, the treats, the hospitality, the welcome. I mean, you feel it when you come into Louisa. Mayor, the city looks great, very clean. Just Wes, you too. I mean, just what a perfect venue for this, but also for making these shows possible. So thank you. Our other presenting partner, Kentucky Power, has been a huge, huge help this year. Wouldn't have happened without them. I also want to thank Trace Creek Construction, our stage sponsor. They were incredibly generous, along with Todd Case Trucking, for this year's show. So a huge congratulations goes to them and our other partners that made this summer happen, and you're going to see their logos on the screen throughout the show. We're just incredibly grateful, and today wouldn't be possible without them. I also want to recognize the support we've received the past couple of years from Clark's Pump and Shop and Double Quick. They originally invested in this idea. We're in its third year. It's on a great trajectory and growth, and we really expect it to more really good things moving forward, especially with what we're going to be talking about today. So that is it for me. I'm going to introduce and bring up to the stage Reed Baldridge, who is going to be an artist performing in Louisa on the Friday night of the show, and he's going to open us up with My Old Kentucky Home. So Reed, come on up.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the children are playing. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. The young folks roll on the little cabin floor, all happy, all merry and bright. By in my hard times comes a knocking at the door from my old Kentucky home. Good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home far away. Thank you.
Thanks, Reed. Appreciate giving us that preview of what's to come at the show next month. So next up, I want to invite up Harold Sloan, Mayor of the City of Louisa, to give a few remarks.
Thank you all, and let me just say welcome to Louisa and welcome to the heart of the Country Music Highway. It's such an honor to have this show in our town this year. I can't think of a better town to have it, obviously, as mayor. And it's exciting to see recognition brought to so many of our local artists who have been born and raised and brought up right here. And as we continue to see that music spread through the new generation, the young generation, they're coming up to do the same things that some of these older ones did. And it's just exciting times in Eastern Kentucky to be honoring all this music that we see all up and down the Country Music Highway. I'm excited that I believe the Country Music Highway initiative has got some new legs and new ideas going forward, and I think that was needed, and it's certainly appreciative from all of us towns up and down the river that this Country Music Highway tourism initiative is back on the forefront and really doing exceptionally well. With that, we talk about tourism. I can't think of any one better up and down the river for my sake than our tourism director, who I'd like to introduce to you next, who does this 100% volunteer. And that tells you one thing, why he's doing it, because he's doing it from his heart. We know him. He's our friend. He does this 24/7. And if you would please make welcome our tourism director for Louisa and Lawrence County, Mr. Wes Kingsmore.
Well, I'm not sure all that was deserved, but I'm thankful to be able to serve here in Louisa and Lawrence County, my hometown and my community. And it's always great to be able to get to brag on where you live and where you're from. And you know, our goal as tourism is not only to bring people here to see, but to have them as fellow residents at some point. So our whole thing is not only tourism, but it's economic development. So we want people to come here, to live here, to work here, to play here. And the best way we can do that is show the talent that we have here and attract more talent. And we're thankful for this opportunity. SOAR has been amazing to be able to come into these communities and breathe some life. And you know, Lawrence County and Louisa is always welcoming to have more events and things going on. But if you've noticed, we really have put on a lot of events. So we're thankful to be able to continue to doing that. And with help of partners, and the city and the county cannot do it without the partners we have. And we have great partners in our community that is always willing to support almost anything that we ever come up with, and an idea, any kind of thing like that, because they're like us. They believe in what we believe in. And that is that Lawrence County and Louisa is a great place to be, as well as all of our Eastern Kentucky and the Appalachian region. We're part of a regional tourism commission, and we work hard up and down this river to try to get others involved and to try to promote other counties and communities just like us. And we're thankful to have partners like Todd Case Trucking and SOAR and ARC and all these communities that are companies that are willing to invest in our community. So we're thankful to have them. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson. I'm the CEO and founder of ARC, and we're so excited, ARC's so excited to help sponsor this series of concerts, and especially here at home. My wife, Leela, and I love Louisa. We love Lawrence County, and we're excited about all the wonderful things happening here. We have incredible local leadership, the best mayor around. We have incredible leadership in our judge's office, and they've put together a great tourism commission led by my friend Wes Kingsmore. We have lots of very active local officials, folks like Chris Job and others in our fiscal court and our city council. And so we're blessed with local leadership, and things like this can't happen without good local leadership. And at ARC, we're committed to being a good corporate citizen and making sure that Louisa and Lawrence County benefit from us being here. And getting to sponsor this concert and doing it here, what we believe is the heart of the Country Music Highway. We've heard that. That'd make a good T-shirt, Mayor. The heart of the Country Music Highway. Because if you look today, some of the biggest stars in country and bluegrass music are from here. We're right here, dead center on the highway. And then we believe that community development is as important as anything else can do, because if people want to live somewhere, and if there's great activities and concerts, and one of these days, Mayor, our river development, if it's a place where people want to live and it's growing, people are going to come here, and we've seen that. You're sitting in the only county in eastern Kentucky that had population growth in the last census. Now, we don't say that happy that our neighbors didn't grow, but we're sure thankful that we've grew here. And a part of that is this local leadership that we have that's doing things like putting on events. And when you do things for folks that build that small town America feel, that's a place where the fireworks are going off and you're highlighting things like country music, and it's something God's gifted us with in this. And a lot of economic development and community development is about looking at your assets, and music is definitely an asset. Our music heritage is an asset, and so we're very thankful. And then also want to say that this wouldn't be possible without SOAR. They've been the energy in coming to us and wanting to do this, and when they come to us, we were a quick yes, and even said, can we, we're the heart of the country music, let's do something big in Louisa and Lawrence County. And so that's why we're here for an announcement today, some big announcements with some folks that you're going to know the names of here in a little bit. And so we're excited about that. And SOAR is truly in eastern Kentucky. People ask me to describe SOAR, and I said, it's eastern Kentucky's commerce engine. They're the one that's convening everybody. They're connecting us all. They're making sure that people know what's going on from Somerset to Pikeville, up and down 80, up and down 64 and 23, and they're connecting us. And I know that every time I go to a SOAR Summit, I'm benefited. One of the things that I love that came at one of the SOAR Summits is now with broadband that Congressman Rogers has put all over the region, people can work from anywhere. And now after COVID, one of the blessings is 25% of the people can work remotely. And it's things like this today, Mayor, and having things like this in the community is going to help people make a decision to come live with us here in East Kentucky. And we need population, and we need people, and people can work from anywhere. And so thanks to SOAR, thanks to Congressman Rogers, Governor Beshear, and all those that support the efforts of SOAR, we're so happy to be a major sponsor of this event and hope that this is an annual thing.
Good afternoon. I am Joshua Ball. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at SOAR, and want to start out, Tim, thank you. Amanda Grimm, I'm a name person. I think there's a lot of people that make things happen. So, Amanda Grimm is really an honorary SOAR employee. It seems like every time we do a SOAR event, Amanda and the folks at Three Sisters are involved in our events. And so thank you to you and your team. We were here last night. Working, and to our team, Kristen Norman in the back, our marketing comms manager, Dana Barnett, and then Kirsten Wilburn, our events coordinator. So none of this happens without a team of people, and we have an incredible team that wakes up every single day in the pursuit of opportunities to improve the quality of life and quality of place throughout Eastern Kentucky. Wes, thank you. Wes is a volunteer. The only time I can't get a hold of Wes is when he's up in the mountains somewhere working. I always joke around, when Wes is not available, he's on a hillside somewhere where he can't get signal. But we've been in and out of storage units over the past few days and past few weeks, and it takes people like you that see bigger things and want to do bigger things and then just go do it that makes it really important. I'm going to skip a little bit to our why. I think you're going to hear in a minute about a concert that happened in Martha, Kentucky, where a mandolin was strapped on a 6-year-old's neck and completely changed the trajectory of country music and bluegrass music. And it changed the trajectory of an individual that you're going to hear in a minute. We're going to get to bring him home. We're going to bring him home in a way like no other. We're calling it the $1 Million Holler Homecoming, but we'll skip ahead to that here in a minute. But our why. First of all, when people say, why are you doing this? First thing I say is, why not? Why not? And the thing about it is, we create a stage at SOAR for the Appalachian region to shine. Our 54 counties in Kentucky, yes, 54 of our counties are Appalachia. So we have a summit where we bring in a stage, we occupy an arena, and it's done first class, and people say, you know, how are you pulling this off? You know, the screens and everything, the spotlights, the live streaming and all that. And I said, well, it's just a bunch of people from Eastern Kentucky finding a way. And that's what we do every single day, and it's what a lot of you do every day too, is find a way. And that's how we're gonna make a bigger and brighter Eastern Kentucky for our kids. Another thing is we have this tremendous asset of the highway, and we went to the stars early on and said, you know, we want to do something where we're, you know, creating a stage for the future stars to shine. And you know, I went in initially and said, hey, can we use your music? Because obviously those of you that know me know I'm not a concert promoter or whatever. I'm just like, you know, I'm like, hey, can I use your music? And they're like, you know, to be honest with you, a few of them said, I don't even own my music. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But they got real excited when we said we want to put the future stars on a stage and highlight them. And I want to rewind to really the aha moment that made this happen. And I don't know if Brandy Clark she's in the back of the room. We decided to host a SOAR mini summit that 700 people signed up for. So it wasn't so many. So we were deciding, how do we do some entertainment for these 700 attendees? And so we had rented out the Paramount Arts Center, and it just made a lot of sense to have some music. And Brandy said, hey, why don't we, you know, we were bouncing around, why don't we do a tribute show? And this was like a few weeks before the event. And we put together an incredible show that people were just so excited about. And Brandy, I remember sitting back there with you, and we just looked at each other and said, we're on to something here. At that time, we didn't know exactly what it was going to be or what it was going to look like, but we knew we were on to something, right? We had that aha moment. And you fast forward, you know, here today. And at that event was Noah Thompson, who had just won the golden ticket for American Idol. And they're setting Noah on the front row of the Paramount Arts Center. He hugged a few necks that night, didn't he, Brandy? Very popular. And it's just very symbolic as the person who has worked since day one on this with an incredible team of SOAR staff and volunteers to be sitting here today for this monumental announcement. We dream big at SOAR, and we have goals, and we think, okay, if we can get here, we can get there. I'm here to tell you today we're getting here a lot quicker than I think any of us ever thought. And that's not because of us, it's because of communities and sponsors and people that are willing, you know, to dream big with us and make big things happen. And also understand that this is not just a concert. This is a convening, this is a celebration of our culture, our heritage, but it's also a firm statement that we believe that there is a brighter tomorrow. And then this region is not a bunch of problems to be solved, but really solutions to be discovered. And so that's what the why is about. So in typical Josh format, I'm going to deviate from the script a little bit. I'm going to have Tim Robinson come up, and we're going to have a special, we got a little special thing in store. And Tim, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about that. Thank you.
So there already been some hits on what we're going to be talking about today, and I'm thrilled to get to introduce a video here in just a second. And you've heard Josh say the $1 Million Holler Homecoming. And I want to real quick here, Mayor, make sure we give credit to your mom, who Josh mentioned Noah Thompson when he was winning American Idol. She said, Brushy out Blaine, out where she's from, has produced some major music talent, and she coined that phrase, Brushy's $1 Million Holler. And many people know that there's a Broadway musical called The $1 Million Quartet that talked about a night when there was incredible talent at Sun Records, when Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis Presley and were all together playing at Sun Records. We actually have done that show next door here at the Garden Theater. And we also just got finished doing the second year of When I'm Gone a musical that we had written at Momo Theater by a playwright in Toronto, Canada, about the night that Ralph Stanley discovered Keith Whitley and a Lawrence County boy across the river here at Fort Gay one night when he was running late and came in and they were playing. And so I won't say the name. I'm going to let him introduce himself on this video. But here's the first artist that will be part of the $1 Million Holler Homecoming.
Hi everybody, I'm Ricky Skaggs. Me and my band Kentucky Thunder will be performing at the SOAR Country Music Highway Tribute Show presented by Addiction Recovery Care and Kentucky Power on Saturday, July 13th in downtown Louisa. I'm really glad to be coming back to support the arts and getting to join my fellow native Lawrence County friends, Larry Cordell and Noah Thompson, for this special performance. My Eastern Kentucky roots have shaped my career in so many ways. From playing music at Butler's Grocery Store in Blaine to playing in churches with my mom and dad. And Bill Monroe hung his mandolin around my neck at a concert in Martha, Kentucky when I was just 6 years old. These were very formative years for me as a young player and singer. The love that I have for the old sounds of the mountains have never left me. You will hear it in everything I do. And it'll sure be good to get back to Lawrence County. I hope you guys will come out and see us on July 13th in downtown Louisa. Bring your friends, bring your family. We're going to have a big old time. See you there.
The reason I deviated from the scripts is because I figured you would rather hear about the other headliners from Ricky instead of me. So we're bringing them home, and we're honored to be able to do that. So the $1 Million Holler Homecoming, 15-time Grammy winner and Lawrence County native Ricky Skaggs, Grammy winner Larry Cordell, and American Idol winner and former ARC employee. Always like to mention that as well because there's a great story behind Noah Thompson and his time here at ARC. American Idol winner Noah Thompson. So, you know, how cool is that Brandy a few years ago, Noah's sitting in the front row, and we're fast forward to today, and we're able to bring him home, and we're gonna put a stage and a show on like no other, and it's gonna be done by a bunch of us people here from Eastern Kentucky. So, folks, that's your $1 Million Holler headliner. So. That's absolutely incredible. So if you could just give our sponsors, partners, all the folks that made this happen a round of applause. So we have a couple of our performers here today, and you'll see the complete list on our scroll. But we have, if you would just stand up and wave to everyone so people can put a face with the name. So we have Kentucky Just Us. With us today. I think you're all from Somerset, is that right? Over Glasgow? I'm sorry. Glasgow, Kentucky. So yeah, you're going to be with us, and I think you're all going to play. You're going to play on Saturday. So Reed Baldridge, we had Reed earlier today. Thank you again, Reed. And you can clap, folks. We're live on TV, but you can clap. We don't have any rules, okay? We're just going to have fun. Hannah Willard. Is Hannah with us? Hey, Hannah. Thank you for being here. And Phil, take your camera off for a second there. There we go. Phil Burnett. Awesome. Thank you. And again, you'll be able to see all of that. I really want to encourage you to go to cmhtributeshow.com. The site's live now. We have Ricky's message on there. We have some other really cool stuff on there. Posters that you can download. We have posters that you can take home. That is just really important for us. You've got to help us spread the word. We want these streets full, and we're going to have free parking and free shuttle. This is a free event, and we need to make sure that folks know, because when you see a lineup like that, people immediately say, well, what's it cost? Well, it doesn't cost a thing, and the reason it doesn't cost a thing is because of our sponsors. And I want to go through some of the other sponsors that really make this possible as well. Obviously, you've heard about Addiction Recovery Care and Kentucky Power, our presenting sponsors, our stage sponsor, Trace Creek Construction, and then Todd Case Trucking, a local boy, come on and really helped us. When this idea started to bubble up, we had to call in the help. But, just as always in Eastern Kentucky, the help was there. The idea was there, the vision was there, and we were able to execute. But we also want to thank the Kentucky Tourism Cabinet, Camp Landing. L8 is our beverage sponsor, so you're going to see a lot of L8 floating around. And Tim, I met your son, Kent. I can't, me and Kent are friends. I'm not an official investor yet. He's offered me an investment opportunity into his L8 slushy business. But Kent does L8 slushies, and Tim, did Kent get his L8 that I sent over, that I texted you about? He'd been looking for it. So, yeah, I had some extra L8, I'm sorry, and I just donated it to Kent. Maybe I can be an investor, get a free slushie out of it. But just love Kent, Tim. UK King's Daughters, Ashland Community and Technical College, UK Healthcare, Whitaker Bank, Pikeville Medical Center, Appalachian Wireless, Ragent. Jaded Rain does our signage, Route Development. WellCare is actually sponsoring a bluegrass block in every show. Boy, did they get their money's worth, right? That sponsorship came a long time ago, and now they're getting Ricky and Larry and Kentucky Just Us. So, great for them. Marathon, Foothills Communication, Let Them Rock, Mountain Music Exchange, Backroads of Appalachia, Community Ventures, Three Rivers Medical Center, and the Somerset Pulaski Economic Development Authority. We can't do this without the media. A lot of media is here today, and we're so grateful that you're here to help us amplify the message, because this is much more than a concert. This is a mission for us. And again, the funds that we raise during these events are reinvested back in to organizations supporting the arts up and down the highway. Last year, we were able to award more than $7,000 back to organizations supporting the arts. And this is what it's about. It's not about just convening one time and celebrating the music. It's about getting in the trenches and doing the work and making sure that we're doing our due diligence to make sure that next mandolin can be strapped on someone else's neck, and that life can change just like that. And just like Ricky, you'll never forget where you're from. And again, that's what it's about. So with that, are there any questions from anyone? I'm not going to take them all, but I figure this is a pretty good event, so the questions shouldn't be too difficult. But if they are, I'll invite someone else to come up and answer. Any questions? No? We're all good? We did such a good job that it's all there. All right, well, I'm going to move on to some other things. A silent auction. Who would love to have an autographed, handmade, from Knott County, Kentucky, Troublesome Creek Stringed Instrument Company, mandolin signed by Ricky Skaggs? Sound good? A Winona Judd autographed guitar, Billy Ray Cyrus autographed guitar. Items coming from Chris Stapleton. We don't have it yet, so I can't post it, but it's coming. I know it is. Something from Dolly Parton, a pair of Cincinnati Reds tickets, an iPad, an iWatch. See what I'm saying? You need to get online, help us. We've got some banners in the back with some QR codes, but those are up there. All the money we raise there goes back into supporting the arts. And so you see from some of the names we mentioned that we have buy-in. And the reason it is because we're doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. So if you could go on there and help us, that would be tremendous. We also have sponsorships available, obviously, and they vary. And Kristen and Kirsten in the back can give you some more information on that. We also have a 20-foot video wall that comes to all of our shows, and we're allowed to leverage that to allow local businesses the opportunity to advertise on that video wall as well. So these downtown streets are going to be full of arts and craft vendors and food vendors and community partners and activities for the kids, and it's all free, and we're going to shuttle you from Lawrence County. Sounds really good, right? The charge to you today and the media today is to help us. This is not just a story about a concert. This is an exciting chapter of the future of Eastern Kentucky, and stepping up and saying the Country Music Highway is something we're proud of, and it starts with the pride starting here at home. And then it's going to go to the region, and then it's going to go to the world, and people are going to realize that there's no stretch of highway in the world that has produced more stars per square mile than this highway. Our goal is to make sure that continues, plain and simple. So it's much more than a show. With that, I appreciate everyone being here. Media members, we have our team available. We can pull folks to the side to do any interviews or anything like that. We have copies of the press release in the back, copies of the posters, and some unique stickers that we just have made. You better get them today, because when you come to Louisa, we're going to charge you $3 for them. So grab your stickers today, put them out there, grab posters, go back to your community, take several posters, we have plenty, and help us spread the word, and let's make this the $1 million homecoming, the $1 million holler, I'm sorry, Harold, homecoming. And I did not know your mother come up with that phrase, so now I have to give credit where it's due every time. So the $1 million holler homecoming, and we're excited to be a part of that, and we appreciate you all being a big part of this big announcement today. So thank you very much. Have a great day.